Hi, New Song family. This is the Coxes sending you a message from sunny California. Actually, the weather this week and the rest of the month, even into October, is going to be in the 90s and hundreds.
Just want to make you a little jealous.
Yeah. So we're really enjoying ourselves. We've been to Whiskey Town Lake and the dog park a couple times and enjoying ourselves in California and seeing things we haven't seen. One of our favorite things is everywhere you drive, it doesn't matter, you just see mountains, and we haven't really seen that ever, so that's been enjoyable. But we've just had our first 2 weeks of school, and the way it kind of runs is you go and there's 850 of us at the Bethel Sanctuary, and we do worship for like an hour, and then Bill Johnson or Chris Valentin or Mark Brooks will speak for an hour or so, and then we get a break and we eat, and then we come back for another session. And then there's other times when we break into about 65 people. That's called our revival group, and that's really nice because you already have friends and people that you recognize, and it's more intimate. And then we haven't broken into small groups yet, but eventually we'll also break into from our revival group, about 4 or 5 girls and 4 or 5 guys in a group for a small group too. So that's really good. I tried out for the worship team, but I didn't make it. But I think
that's all right.
Yeah, it is okay because honestly, we're pretty overwhelmed with homework. Tell them how much we read, and
they figured out that it's about 2,000 pages through the 9 months plus 2/3 of the Bible. So
book reports and homework. So we're reading every day. We have homework every day. So I think it would have been pretty overwhelming to have to practice too. So, but anyway, what's one thing you've learned, Brad?
So basically every day the first 2 weeks has been just like she said, overwhelming, and it's every day
good overwhelming.
It's constant revelation and just feeding our souls, and it's been amazing. And one thing that really stuck with me
and me
was something Bill Johnson said about how Christians do things because they're right to God, not because we feel like it.
Yeah,
and that's everything from worship. You know, if you feel crummy and you don't feel like giving everything to God, and you don't want to feel phony by worshiping.
Yeah, I want it to be real. I don't want to.
He says you don't do it based on your feelings. You do it because it's right. And in honoring people and loving people and how you live your life every day. You don't let your surroundings make you feel a certain way. So
yeah,
it's been a change in your mindset and in the way you live, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, and it's if you're moved by your feelings, you're being moved by the natural realm, and that's not the spiritual realm. So just to give your everything to God and do everything, because whether you feel good or not, God's still the same God on the throne. He's still a great daddy, and he's still in a good mood.
And he's worth it.
Yeah, and whether you feel like it or not, he hasn't changed. So that was really awesome.
So just an encouraging thing that we've learned already. So
we just had our first revival group party. Our leader is John Kay, and he's Hawaiian.
He's amazing.
He's the best. He's so awesome. He actually told us, we're not supposed to say anything, but he actually stole us out of another revival group's group because he interviewed us and he liked us, and he just felt like we needed to be in his group, so he took us out of the group. But we had a party, and after we all ate and stuff, we had pizza and people brought stuff, so we were all eating, and then he had like a little karaoke microphone and speaker, and he got up there and they're like, tell a joke, and so he didn't really have a jokes, but a couple people came up and told some jokes on the microphone. And earlier when I was eating, I actually felt fire, seriously fire, really hot on my back. And I was talking to a girl and I was like, do you have back pain? And she was like, no. And I was like, because this has been happening, I've been getting words of knowledge and asking people if they have problems, and people just keep telling me no, and I'm like, God, why are you giving me these things and it's not coming to pass or whatever. And anyway, so I prayed over one girl, and she said her back and neck have been hurting since she was 16, but someone prayed over her a couple days ago, and God told her she'd be healed in 3 days, and that was today, actually, so I got to call her and see about that. But anyway, 20 minutes later, I got the heat on my back, and it was seriously like fire, like I've never felt that before. And so when John was on the microphone, I asked him if I could say something, and I had told the story about the fire on my back, and I was like, I just really feel like God wants to heal people's backs today. And I thought, 4 or 5 people maybe needed healing, and 20 to 35 people in our group stood up, and I checked with a couple of them, and like 4 or 5 of them were healed. Tell them about what the Walmart story real quick about the kid's leg growing out.
Yeah, just another testimony. We saw a kid in the parking lot who looked a little discouraged, and he was kind of asking people about something, and we knew he needed something, so we went and talked to him, and we found out he was stranded in this city. He wasn't from here. Someone stole his wallet, and he needed gas to get home. So going to the gas station, we're like, we should use this as an opportunity to minister in any way we can. So we wanted to pray for him. And Steph actually came over and said,
do you need prayer
is there anything?
For anything?
Yeah. Well, I asked him, do you need prayer for anything? She said, well, is there anything wrong with your body? Do you have pain, or is there something wrong?
And he was like, yeah, my leg's shorter than the other. And so I was like, well, will you sit down? He's like, yeah. And it was seriously, I've never seen such a difference. Like, he was like that big of a difference, like huge difference, like half an inch at least. And he's like, it causes back problems and all this stuff. And right there at the gas station, God grew his leg out like super fast. Like, it was so fast that I didn't even think it was real. I was like, did you move your leg? I was like, did you do that? And he was like, no, I swear. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. So that was really good. And
so we got to bless him with gas, and then send him home with straight legs.
So that was really awesome. So that's just a little bit.
Next week we're going on our retreats, which is going to be awesome.
I heard, it's awesome. So. Somewhere in Chico, which is like an hour and a half away, and I guess it's some old hotel or something, and where YWAM holds their stuff. But anyway, that's what we're doing next week, and that's just a little gist of what we're doing. And we really miss you guys.
We love you guys.
Yeah, we love you.
And you can find us both on Facebook. We'd like to hear from you guys if you ever want to just talk or
and we have the
drop
group
a message.
It's usually on my profile when I add stuff to it, like pictures and stuff. We have like some videos of our trip over